Hey YouTube, Misha Me in the house. Remember that story I told you about the tank? I'm gonna give it to you now. All right. So a month and a half ago, I resealed it, all four corners. The bottom seal looked good, so I did not. Big mistake. Usually, I don't seal a tank unless it's the whole thing because it's just not safe. But this time I thought, it looks really good. But it's not the seal that did it. All right. So seal it, reseal it, water test it for a whole week. It was great. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna set it up upstairs. I was kind of dragging my feet because I wasn't exactly sure of how I wanted to scape it. So I did that. I looked at the driftwood that I was gonna put in it, the nice one that's in there now. But it wasn't always like that. It was a little bit bigger and it wasn't sinking. I didn't sink it in time. Like I should have been soaking it for the months that I had it because at one point it did sink, but then I took it out of what it was in, it dried up. It was no good. So, with that being said, let me tell you what happened. It's set up for a whole week, 2 weeks, and I start slowly putting in fishes. I put a gold zebra Daniel. I put honey gourmet, a color gourmet, and another fish. And it was a Friday night. I remember vividly because I was supposed to go somewhere, and then I was like, I'm gonna stay home. I have other things to do. So I was washing the dishes, and I was just about to turn on my audiobook, and I heard, and I'm like, what is that? And I walk around to the front of the house where the show community tank is, and I start freaking out. And like I see water gushing, and I'm like, what the heck? This is crazy. And if you know what panic is and what panic does to you, it happened. I literally ran around the house. So I ran around the hallway, the living room, the dining room, the kitchen, the foyer. I ran around there 3 times, not knowing what to do, panicking as everything. And I stopped myself and said, what are you doing? What are you doing? You gotta move action because this is gonna cause trouble. So I get the pump and I hook it up to the sink. And by this time, I'm rapidly breathing. I've almost felt twice because the water's everywhere while I was running like a fool. And the water pump is there pumping it out. I'm like, what else can I do? What else can I do? So I go downstairs and I grab the wet vac and I start wet vacuuming the whole area. And by this time, I'm like, what the hell? I bring the driftwood that's there. I bring it downstairs. I put it in water. I had queen moss all over it, a different scape than what it looks now. And I'm like, oh my god, I gotta save it. I gotta save it. I gotta save it. What do I do? And I turn on the pipe downstairs and I leave it in the bucket that the driftwood's in. Crazy story. And I come back upstairs. Bad idea. Bad idea. Too much happening at once. So I come back upstairs. I'm dealing with upstairs. About 30 minutes pass. I'm like, oh, dang. I got to go downstairs and check the pipe. Oh, my God. I go down to the fish room. The utility room is this much water. New panic. I'm like, oh, my God. I just dealt with upstairs. What am I doing? Turn it off. I'm like, okay, let me finish upstairs. By then, I'm still panicking. I'm still like over the moon. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Boom. So, all said and done, upstairs is good. I turn on the dehumidifier. I clean up everything because I'm like, oh my God, now the floor is going to buckle. What am I going to do? But I did such a good job that the floor didn't buckle. I was able to, salvage the fishes. Okay, so I told you 4 fishes, right? So I take all 4 out. Then the gold zebra Daniel jumps out. I put its ass back in. All right, because I have them in a little container, try to save them. I put it back in. Tell me why I feel like everything's good. Now another half an hour has passed. I'm like, okay, let me put the fishes back in another tank. Tell me why when I go to move it now, after cleaning up everything upstairs, it's on the floor all dried up. I am like, oh my God, I love this fish. This fish was so cool. I could go up to the glass and he would put my finger in, it would come and, greet me. I was so sad. But I started analyzing as I was taking down the tank, lifting it out, cleaning it up. What made this tank leak? Everything was good. The seal is good. And then I start looking, and I remember the driftwood was pressing on the glass because it was too big, and it was floating, so it was knocking it, releasing the seal. Bad idea. So I was traumatized. I couldn't put it up. No matter what I did, I kept saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it." So obviously, we had to cut the whole seal, redo the whole thing. Water tested it for 2 weeks. It sat there. I was like, I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything with it. Terrified that this is gonna happen again because it was the worst. Fishes are coming in. I'm putting them in the smaller tanks, quarantining them, putting where I want where. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But in the meantime, all the main fishes are in a tank in the fish room. And I've added those two golden algae eaters that decided that they were going to start killing off my goddamn fish. So I lost my fancy tail breeder, two of them, the male and the female. So upset. So I'm like, okay, I got to get it done. I'm grateful that it happened the way it did because I love the way the tank was scaped after. It's a lot more, it's unique, it's better. But that's the story for this time. Now let me show you one tank. This is my pea puffer tank. Right now I have some guppies in there. I have some plecos in there. And there's baby guppies and my pea puffers. And I'm now quarantining 6. I'm quarantining 6 rams in there. So let me show you what that looks like. It's just another one that I showed you because I did say I was going to keep on showing you little bits of it. So here. I don't know if you can see them, but there you go. So those are the puffers. A lot of the rams, the guppies. This one's a piggy. This one's a piggy. She always after the puffers food. But that's what that looks like. So there you go. All right. So now that's another tank. I have so much to share with you over the next little while. Beside that tank, there is 3 others. So there's 4 there. And then there's, that's not even the fish room. That's not even the sneak preview of the one I showed you last time. Our show tank, the show tank is beautiful. It has African cichlids. It's gorgeous. I'll tell a little story about that one after. All right, so for now, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Mishi me out. Take care.